Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for Borobudur International Symposium 2022 committee, which has given us the opportunity to present our research about the phenomenological study on sexual harassment of women in the workplace in the Karawang region. Okay, I'm Arif Rahman Hakim, and this is my team in Mola, Cempaka Putri, and Indah Esa. We are from Buana Perjuangan Karawang University. Okay, I'll begin with the case of sexual harassment lead to inappropriate working condition for women worker, especially workers who have a certain employment contract status. Several cases reported internally to the company often run aground. There were even cases where the company prohibited victims from reporting to the police and even made threat to employees to be laid off. Komnas Perempuan 2021. Komnas Perempuan 2020 annual record about 91 cases of sexual harassment. Compared to the previous year, there were 55 reported cases of sexual harassment. This indicates the increasing case of sexual harassment in the workplace and the increasing awareness and courage of female workers to report cases they experience. As an industrial center area, Karawang has thousands of female workers working in various companies who are, of course, vulnerable to becoming victims of sexual harassment, both at work and when going to and from work. The impact of sexual harassment can trigger psychological problems which ultimately reduce work productivity. Okay, sexual harassment is any sexual act, verbal action, physical or gesture of unsexual nature, or any behavior of sexual nature which make a person feel offended, humiliated, or intimidated, where all such behavior is undesirable or unwanted. Okay, this research purpose is to find out the description of the experiences of victims of sexual harassment at work in the Karawang area. Our method is first object of research. The subject criteria in the study were victims of sexual harassment. The technique used to determine the subject of research is the use purposive sampling technique. In this technique, the researchers select individual and places that are in accordance with the research theme and are easy to reach during implementation. Okay, data collection. The data collection method used in the study was a semi-structured interview. And data analysis technique in the study used interpretative phenomenological analysis, IPE, technique with NV412. This is the results. This table is about the demographic data. There is for informant, age 22, 25, 23, and 22. College education, senior high school, length of work, 2 till 6 years, employment status, PKWT, industries, garment, electronic and automotive, and photography and course institute. Number of female workers. This is a number of male workers. Job of the informant is of production operator, HR and GA operator, customer service and admin. And the direct supervisor, job of direct supervisor is production leader, HRD manager, leader, owner, and supervisor genders, female, male, and male. Okay, this is the research result. We see this here, main orphan theme, supporting factor. What is the supporting factor of the sexual harassment? Consists of the self-confidence, normal sexual chatter, sexual harassment in considered normal, for relation, a quiet place, and the form of harassment consists of psychological, cue, oral, and we don't find the visual form of harassment in our research. And there's a psychological impact and coughing from the victim. Okay, this is I also about the psychological impacts. There's emotional problem, humiliated, intention to stop walking, and uncomfortable environment. And about the emotional problems, we find the scare, feeling guilty, overthinking, sad, traumatized, threatened, nightmare, feeling disgusted with our own body. One victim is feel disgusted with his body and crying, distrustful, ashamed, confused, anxious, annoyed, and daydreaming. This is the emotional problem with the victim. The conclusion, the impact of sexual harassment is very influential in terms of the psychology, career, work environment, and self-esteem of the victim. Therefore, this research can be a basis for stakeholders to make policies related to sexual harassment in the workplace. Suggestion for stakeholders in organization or company: first, make a written, consistent, and clear policy on the consequences of acts of sexual harassment. Second, training related to handling and reporting sexual harassment. Third, research and investigation of sexual harassment. Fourth, enforcement of procedure and action. Meanwhile, victims should seek trusted parties to help handle cases of sexual harassment, especially for the protection of women workers, RV3, located in industrial areas. Okay, this study has a limited number of informants, so it's hoped that future research can increase the number of informants using quantitative and qualitative research methods areas. Okay, thank you. This is our presentation. Our research about the phenomenological study on sexual harassment of women in the workplace in the Karawang region. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.